For this facilitation, we keep conducting monthly meetings with the trade facilitation committees or permanent trade facilitation committees or customs clearance committees. Then we also have Turant Customs, where now assessment is all faceless. It's a paperless because electronic thing, and it's and no contact. That is contactless, faceless, paperless, and contactless. There's a Turant Customs part of that. So you file the documents where means electronically, digitally signed documents where assessment is done elsewhere. That's what faceless, anonymous. Common this one assessment groups. That's called faceless assessment groups. They've been created at different places. So therefore, it brings, you don't know where it's being done. It's anonymous. Then uniformity comes in the assessment. See, earlier something is done in Hyderabad assessment, maybe Bangalore, maybe something, Chennai, maybe something, or Delhi, it may be different. Now, with national assessment centers and faceless assessment groups, the uniformity is brought in and it facilitates faster. So if the bill of entry, let us say, is in a queue, maybe in Chennai it is less, system automatically redirects to the assessment group in Chennai so that it gets assessed faster. It need not be that port related. Let us say Hyderabad, it need not wait for Hyderabad, it gets assessed in Bombay or Chennai or Bangalore. Similarly for Bombay, Chennai or other places. So wherever it is less, the system routes it to the officer where the queue is less so that it gets assessed faster and uniformity is maintained. And there are Turant Seva Kendras to facilitate trade. So it becomes easy, any issue is there, it would be resolved. And there is a 24/7 clearances also now customs here in Hyderabad. We have in air cargo, 24/7 we have started, but not many people are using. That's what our experience. We keep in every meeting, we keep telling trade and the trade representatives, the customs agents, the customs brokers, saying that please use the facility. Otherwise, after 8, everybody says that it stops and no transport, no clearance. Whereas customs is ready to clear the goods even at after 8 till morning also. Beyond the normal working hours, that's why we are saying 24/7. The facility has been started. So in that process, a lot of systems and processes have been enabled in the system, like you have e-payment, e-delivery orders, out-of-charge orders, e-invoices. So these are all the facilities which are being, over a period of time, which are being implemented by customs. Then there are other facilities called direct port delivery, where the imported goods, the containers can directly go to the factory of the person who are recognized. So instead of opening there and examining, which takes a lot of time. So that is a direct port delivery. Similarly for exports, there is a direct port entry, where facility is there, self-sealing at the factory, then directly it goes to the port. There is no need for CFS or something, loading or stuffing again. There is some places like Bombay, Navsheva, there is called a parking plaza. It directly enters there and from there it is exported. So it facilitates trade. Then you have various other measures adopted by customs. Authorized economic operators program, wherein certain categories of exporters who are recognized by the department, the facilitation is given, where duty payment is deferred, where faster clearance is accorded from. There are tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 depending on the categories, but the faster clearance is accorded to them, and then there is a deferred duty payment facility comes to them. And of course, there is an electronic cash ledger system. There is some consignment-wise payment. Somebody can deposit the duty there, and then it can be automatic ledger. It can be debited. Sometimes what happens in the system, we come across somebody pays, then it doesn't get reflected faster in the system. Sometimes they again pay and take, then come back for the refund, for the earlier payment. Sometimes system, there's like we all see in that banking transactions where we go for online payment. Sometimes when we book a ticket or something like IRCTC, if it doesn't come, they say please wait for a day or two so that you get confirmation whether it's debited. If not, you book again. So similar facility there. So it takes time to get back the refund. So therefore, electronic cash ledger where duty can be deposited, it can be debited from there itself instead of making payment consignment wise. There are a lot of facilities, measures like this. Then there is of course a lot of things to be done in future as part of the ease of doing business. Constant improvements are being made. The vision also for the customs is to use more technology, whatever advances we have in technology, to create more border infrastructure so that facilitates trade faster or border trade management in goods and services. And of course, to reduce the dwell time. Dwell time is the time taken for clearance of the goods from the moment they land at the customs station, the moment they go out. This is what dwell time, to reduce it further, which would enhance the trade facilitation and by directly reducing the logistics cost. So normally we all say that international trade, logistics cost plays an important role. In India, one of the main, this one is the logistics cost is more. Even if you reduce 1%, 2%, it would go a long way in making our goods cheaper, so that we get a more export market. So customs is working on that also, how to reduce, maybe by technology, by creating more border infrastructure, and maybe reducing the logistics cost, and then, as I said, bringing various partner agencies of the government on board and various other stakeholders like the importers, exporters, transporters, customs agents, custodians there who operate the stations, air cargo or ICDs or the CFS. So these are all various agencies are involved there. So customs acts as a facilitator or coordinator for various agencies, so that these measures can be taken, and then ultimate aim is to be this one rank in the ease of doing business and reduce the logistics cost and enhance the trade facilitation, trade, export, import to trade, by reducing the barriers, trade barriers over a period of time. That is the customs, this one. So I thought, I think I should not tell more about customs here. Many of you would not have interacted. But anyway, this is a broad perspective of the customs and how it's moving towards global this one. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, and wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir, for your excellent address and highlighting the trade facilitation measures by CBIC, like faceless assessment, e-payment, direct port delivery system, AEO programs, etc. And also initiatives by the Hyderabad Customs on import exports, and your support in extending Carnet clearances from Hyderabad Customs without any hassles. Thank you very much for your support, sir. Now it's open for question and answer session. If you have any questions, you are welcome to ask here. I'm requesting to pass on the mic to him.
Hi, this is Gopal. I'm just trying to understand. I've been exposed to FAPC, pretty old organizations. FICCI, I'm trying to understand. I know there are the lobbying parties and all. I know that circle, but I come from a software background. So, is it possible for FICCI or to sync with the software bodies for industrial, like CPG, FMCG, kind of network and build software platforms and procure relationships and networks? Is there a link at the bridge between that?
Of course, we have a separate department to work on the topics what you have mentioned. You can please write your requirements addressed to FICCI. We shall take it up internally and come back to you. Yeah. Thank you.
Good afternoon, I'm Sandeep. Yeah, my question is for applying for this Carnet, do we need to be a FICCI member or anything? And what are the approximate processing fee? Does it depend upon the value of the goods, or on what basis? In a broad level formula do we have for the fees part of it? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Membership is not mandatory to avail this Carnet facility. Of course, there is a fee which starts from 8,000 to up to even 50,000, depends on the value of your consignment and also the number of countries you're planning to visit. So we have all the information in our website, which is available, which I have mentioned in my presentation, atacarnet.in. So everything mentioned there, and in case if you have any questions, you can contact me or my colleagues. Yeah, we are happy to respond to your queries.
Good morning, I'm Nagendra Kumar from New Vision Arts and Designs. We have some paintings to be sent to USA, UK, Luxembourg like countries for exhibition purpose initially, and they may be sold out there. In that case, will it be of any use for me?
Yeah, see, sale on ATA Carnet goods is normally not recommended, but however, it varies from country to country. So, which country you want to carry these?
USA and UK.
Yeah, I think
Luxembourg.
in USA there is no problem. You can of course sell and then bring back partial. In other countries also, you can check with the local customs, and in case if they permit, you can do so. The payment will be done through FICI, or you can make the payment directly. So it is possible on a case-to-case basis. Yeah, sale is possible. Yeah.
Sale is not guaranteed. It's for
Yeah, it's not guaranteed. It's not recommended. But in India, it's very much allowed. For example, if you are importing any goods, anything for exhibitions, fairs, and if anyone is willing to buy that product, with the permission of customs, you can sell and you can dispose it here itself. You can retain it here itself. In India, it's very much possible, but in other countries also, it's on a case-to-case basis, and it depends on the local customs law. In the country of importation, so you can check with them in advance, or in case if you want any support from FICI, you can write to FICI. We can actually check with our counterparts in the respective countries and come back to you, and will advise accordingly.
Okay, thank you.
But irrespective of whether you are able to sell it or not, ATA Carnet will definitely be of use to you.
Good afternoon. My name is Dheeraj. I am from Renewable Energy Systems Limited. We manufacture thermal batteries. Thermal batteries are single-use batteries which are used mostly in missile systems. So my question is, right now we are moving towards make for world. So we wanted to get into the export business. And towards that, my samples will be tested by the receiving country, the country where my battery will be tested. So it's always a destructive testing. The sample is to be sent, and it will be destructive testing. So how can we make the use of ATA Carnet in this particular thing? It is a DG item, number one.
Yeah, it is actually not recommended in such cases. But however, whatever you carry on Carnet, if it is not brought back, even though if it is like, if it is not re-exported back for something or the other reason, then duty becomes payable.
Okay, Miss.
So it's not recommended for this case. Yeah.
Okay. Now my next question is, the battery, suppose it is discharged on a test bench over there with the country wherein this particular test will be carried out. So this battery still looks the same. Can I re-import and say that use this ATA Carnet by sending and receiving it back?
So we can I request Mr. Satish Reddy, like you have to see customs point as well. So are these batteries are freely exportable? And
no, miss. It's a DG concern.
Yeah,
it's covered into this comment.
Yeah. So in case if they are restricted, then and if you are not bringing it back, it's not recommended. But of course, you can carry goods which are restricted, provided if you have an export license and if you bring it back. But in your case, you are saying it won't be bring it back as it is, and it will be in a modified condition, right?
Modified in the sense, it will look the same. It is discharged. The battery is battery. That's like any primary cell. It will look the same, whether charged or uncharged. Discharged.
Yes, so for these it's not recommended, but yeah, you can check with customs in the country of import as well in India.
So actually this, since you are an Indian company wanting to export to the world, it would depend primarily on the practice or law in the country of import, not in India. Suppose you want to take it to UK. So what does UK do with such cases is the first thing we have to see. We are giving a generic answer that since this is broadly a temporary admission system, though exceptionally sales are allowed, but if you are saying it gets destroyed, commercial samples in small quantities are allowed. There is a Carnet for commercial samples with the understanding that they need not be brought back. Okay, but there are many countries have a value limit on that. so that full-scale commercial transactions don't take place in the guise of samples. So this is a very commodity-specific, country-specific question. Information I am sure is available. In fact, this is a generic information to everybody. The details of the association in every country, who is the like a counterpart of FICCI for Carnet, it's also there. There are some websites which give the association name, email, contact number of the associations in every country. So one way is to write to them about what is the practice in their country. You can write perhaps through FICCI also. But this is a very commodity-specific, country-specific answer, whether it will be allowed. But samples to certain value limits are allowed to be taken and not brought back. But I don't know the value of your item, I don't know the value limit in particular country. Therefore, we have to dig deeper in this. Thank you.
Sir, one more thing. How much time does it take for getting a clearance through ATA Carnet?
I think first you can answer how much time you take to issue it.
So we normally take 2 working days once we get all the documents in original, and normally customs take I think maximum 24 hours, maybe less than that, yeah.
Okay, one more question, sorry. My item is a DG item, so firstly I have to get the DG clearance, that particular thing as well?
Yeah, that is very important.
So
yeah.
does FICCI help me in getting that?
No, you need to contact the concerned authority and get the license done. And of course, we can connect you with the right authority, but normally it does not come under purview. Yeah, so you need to contact them separately.
Basically, the authority will ask for a lot of technical information, like comment and all. Yes. Technical information. So FICCI is not equipped to give all that, right? So ultimately, you have to be in the picture to get the license.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, sir, 1 minute.